It's a perfect night in downtown Reno. From Greater Nevada Field, it's the Western Conference semifinals of the USL Championship playoffs as Reno 1868 welcomes in the Phoenix Rising. And hi, everybody. Welcome inside of our broadcast booth. I'm Alex Margulies. My partner, Brian Slusser, will join us in just a few moments. Well, this should be a great match here tonight. The league's top two offenses going toe-to-toe in a rematch that we saw here in the month of August, with Reno prevailing by a score of 2-1. Let's tell you how these two teams got here. Reno, the #1 overall seed in the USL after an 11-win regular season, topping Group A, and they advanced on here in the postseason with a convincing 4-1 victory here at home last Saturday night. On the other side of things, the Phoenix Rising, they have been incredible this year as well. 11 wins on the season, topping Group B, and they were able to survive in extra time against the Sacramento Republic on a controversial goal towards the end of that match, as they are able now to match up against Reno here for the second time this season. Let's check out our key players to the match, and these two have been absolutely phenomenal this season. Solomon Asante for the Phoenix Rising. He is the top assist leader in the USL, coming off of a USL MVP season last season, and he will be a tough mark for the Reno defense. On the other side, for Reno 1868, how about Corey Herzog, coming off of a brace in that win against the LA Galaxy 2. Herzog, 26 goals in his Reno career over the last two seasons. He will be a force to be reckoned with on the offensive side for Ian Russell and company. We should have a great one on our hands here tonight. It's Reno 1868 and the Phoenix Rising, a ticket to the Western Conference Finals. Coming up next here on Nevada Sportsnet. Back here inside Greater Nevada Field. Let's go to tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Phoenix Rising, joining Solomon Asante, a couple dangerous goal scorers in Rufat Dadashov and Sante Moar. In the back four, including Corey Whelan and Darnell King, a pair of outside backs that have started all 16 games this season for Phoenix. Phoenix led tonight by Blair Gavin, who is their interim head coach, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. On the other side of the pitch for Reno 1868 and Ian Russell, same lineup as they used against the LA Galaxy. 2 Foster Langsdorff at the top with 11 goals scored this season. He has been tremendous. This is a dangerous club that has amassed a league high 47 goals this year. The back four flanked by Brent Richards and Sam Gleedle. They will have a tough assignment tonight. Richards, the captain for Reno 1868. We are underway here tonight in downtown Reno. The winner to face off against El Paso and New Mexico. Those two underway as well this evening down in the Southwest. Fight for a loose ball, won by Tucker Bone. Now Sergio Rivas slips and falls, and here come the Rising on the left side. And an early foul goes against Reno, and an early chance here for Phoenix as they will set up a set piece.
Yeah, already looking like a playoff game. High energy. Bodies flying.
John Beccaro and Solomon Asante. Asante, the 30-year-old from Ghana. Beccaro from Spain. 4 assists on the year. He's got 2 goals. Beccaro is the best player in college soccer in 2018 at Wake Forest. He'll be the one taking it. Swings it in and headed out of trouble by Reno. Goes back out to Beccaro. Gets it back in there, and Beery will snatch it out of the air. Ben Beery, the 24-year-old keeper who has started 11 games this year for Reno.
And he's going to need to have a huge game tonight for Reno to have some success. We know Phoenix has a potent offense, and he's going to have probably a few shots he's going to have to deal with tonight.
Reno on the right side, trying to get some space there for Tucker Bone, and cleared out by Joe Farrell. Quick throw in. Langsdorff trying to send it back and gives it away. Rising trying to organize now. Solomon Asante will put on the brings. Now Farrell moving north to south. Taken away in the midfield by Jared Timmer, the rookie center back. Over to Langsdorff. Splits the wickets of Beccaro. Some space on the right flank for Brent Richards. He's got Bone and Herzog to his left. Trying to cross it in there. Darnell King gets in the way from Phoenix.
Yeah, just trying to find the feet of the on-runners and just snuffed out by the Phoenix defense.
Rufat Dadashov taken down and clutching his leg as a whistle will go against Reno's Jared Timmer.
Well, nothing's going to come easy tonight. You can see both teams came to play. It's going to be a physical, hard-fought match.
Kevin Partito scored an early goal for Reno last time out. Advancing it forward to the outside to Sam Gleedle. Gives it back to Partita. Now to Tucker Bone. Couldn't get past Kevin Lambert. Now Asante trying to get the edge on Gleedle. Gleedle rebounds, gets it away to Partita.
And that's a matchup we'll keep watching. Last game, Gleedle did a great job on Asante and kept him at bay. I'm sure Asante will try to improve on that performance.
It was a wild matchup the first time out. These are the top 2 scoring teams in the league, yet they only managed 3 shots on goal in the first half. Different story in the second half. Back foot ball looking for for Herzog. It'll be cleared out by Phoenix. Here comes a long run from Santi Moar. Good job there by Thomas Janjigian to keep it away from Samuel Stanton. 3 shots in the first half, but by the end of the night, 36. We saw a very different look in the second half. In that match, though, Phoenix outshot Reno 25-11, despite the fact that Reno was able to come away with a 2-1 victory.
Yeah, again, we really didn't know which way that game was going to go. It could have gone either way. And I'm expecting the same type of game this evening. Got two great teams tonight, both willing to go forward, take chances, spread the ball around.
Partita keeping possession. Quick pass to Rivas. Finds Richards on the outside. Richards trying to cross in there. It'll find Francois on the opposite side, being chased down by Stanton.
Good ball movement from Reno. Richards just needs to give that final ball.
Here's Corey Herzog. He unloads and a save by Lubin. Second chance by Francois, and it's cleared out. But Corey Herzog, Reno's leading scorer over the last 2 seasons combined, if you look at his production, and almost able to get it past Lubin, who came up with a great diving stop.
You know, great first touch from Herzog, sets himself up and then hits a laser into the lower corner. Great save.
Sergio Rivas trying to go towards the back post and snatched out of the air by Lubin. 31-year-old has been with Phoenix since 2018. So he has been involved in a lot of high-intensity playoff matches over the last few years. Stolen away. Chance for Reno, and it's Herzog. Oh, my. In the 6th minute. Are you kidding me?
Oh, what great defense, high-pressure defense. They did the exact same thing against LA2 last week, and here they catch the keeper again, and Herzog puts it in the back of the net. What a great start for Reno.
An early statement from the boys in blue as Corey Herzog notches his 8th goal this season.
Well, I was just about to say that their keeper had a great game. Lubin had a wonderful game last game, and for him to make that mistake tonight, oh.
Pressure again from Reno. You saw Bone and Langsdorff really pressing on King, who was able to get it back to Lubin. But what a huge mistake by Phoenix in the opening 10 minutes. How about Corey Herzog now? Brian, 27 goals in his time with Reno. He is now just one shy of tying Brian Brown for the all-time lead.
Well, and well-deserved. Glad he's found his form, and can't ask for a better time to find it.
Herzog tries to play it to the middle. Bone recovers. Rivas didn't have enough footing there to get much on that one as he just kicks it right into Lubin.
So far, a lot of action down the right side. Richards getting involved right away.
Just talking about Lubin, so many playoff matches. He was on the team that won 20 in a row last year. He was on the club that had been part of a Western Conference championship, had gone to a USL Cup. That is not a mistake you would expect from a 31-year-old keeper.
No, you're right about that. I mean, we were all surprised that he just didn't clear it out. You know, he's a veteran. He should have known better, and I'm sure he's kicking himself right now.
Fantastic job that time by Sam Gleedle to stop the Phoenix attack. Here comes Reno the other way. Francois on the left side, stopped that time by Farrell.
I imagine with a lot of game left, he'll put it behind him and continue on.
Well, jostling here in the midfield. Here comes Phoenix. Reno gives it back. Asante finds some space on the left side. Moore in the box in front of Richards. Gets around Richards, and Richards recovers to get it away. What a job there by the veteran Brett Richards.
Well, that was a scary opportunity for Phoenix, and Richards did great to stop Moore.
Moore again, he was pulled down from behind, and now a whistle is going to come. It goes against Phoenix, though, and that was another dangerous attempt here from Phoenix as we take another look.
Well, Moore is just getting away from Reno now. That's twice in a row that he's been able to get the ball on that left-hand side, and Reno's fortunate to not give up a goal in those situations.
Moar, the native of Spain, last year scored 11 goals with New Mexico. He was a big free agent signing by Phoenix to strengthen their already potent attack. He was a second-team All-USL player a season ago. But in the absence of Junior Flemings, a little bit less depth for that Phoenix offensive attack, but still a lot of guys that can go out and hurt you. Moar, Dadashov, Asante being the three at the top.
Yeah, and you don't want to give Moar, that's his favorite position to be in. Going at you, being able to cut in and score. We saw him hit, several goals this season from that position. And Brent Richards, once again, just up to the task, shuts him down.
Glito heads it back into the Phoenix third. Whelan able to find it on the outside, trying to keep it away from Rivas. Pressure coming. And they'll get it back in front of goal to Farrell. Up to Lambert.
Well, Phoenix did great to relieve the pressure from Reno that time.
And Glito will head it out of play with Solomon Asante playing right behind him. Throw-in will come from Corey Whelan. Into Beccaro. Sends it back to center back A.J. Cochran. And back to Lubin in goal. Nice job there by Partita to keep it away from Beccaro.
A great skill and a wonderful ball. Ooh.
Nice job by Lubin racing up to beat Herzog that time. Here's Lambert. Richards backs off a little bit.
Right now that Reno defense is suffocating. As soon as the ball comes into the middle, they're just right on it.
Reno making the switch to a man-to-man defense in the offseason to match their parent club in the San Jose Earthquakes, also changing their formation from a 4-4-2 to a 4-2-3-1. And those formation changes have certainly paid dividends for Reno this season. A much improved defensive team than last year.
Yeah, they're just quick. As soon as they lose the ball, they're right back on it. They're getting organized right away, and Partita and Rivas have been great on the counterattack.
Here comes Richards from the right flank. Drives it back towards the middle. King able to slide it out of trouble. Glito gets there before Beccaro. Back to Brent Richards.
That pass needed to be harder.
Trying to find Langsdorf, and Lubin able to jump in front of him. Quickly heaves it out to Moar. And a great tackle at midfield by Reno.
Well, and there it was. Lost the ball, quickly got back. Able to win the ball before Phoenix can get organized.
Now Rivas. And the flag goes up as Rivas trying to find Foster Langsdorf. But early on, Reno's offensive attack is really looking good.
Yeah, they're kind of continuing what they did with LA, finding spaces, being able to find players moving forward. And the movement off the ball up front has been much better over the last few weeks.
Greater Nevada proudly supports Reno 1868 FC on the field and all Nevadans financially off the field. We are here for you now and moving forward together. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. 14th minute between the top two teams in the Western Conference. Reno on to a 1-0 advantage thanks to a goal from their star forward, Corey Herzog, in the 6th minute, as Herzog has now collected 3 goals in the postseason.
Well, it's been an exciting match. This first 13, 14 minutes has flown by.
Jiggy in on the clearance that time.
Yeah, good idea. Just try to lay it up there and leave it in the corner and hopefully either doesn't run out of bounds, hopefully, but smart idea. Just get pressure on the ball, keep them in their end.
Darnell King on the throw-in. Phoenix on the attack. Beccaro finds Asante. Turns and fires, and just wide of the nets.
Yeah, takes a deflection, goes wide. This is where Reno has to be careful, is on the counterattack as they go forward.
Solomon Asante and his 9 assists heading down to the corner now. 35 assists over his career, including a whopping 17 last year in that MVP season. Goes to the outside. It's headed out of trouble, that time by Timmer.
Excellent defensive header. Just gets it all the way out of the box.
That's one thing Timmer really provides. He is a big, strong kid out of Michigan, 22-year-olds, starting his 11th game this season for Ian Russell at center back. The rookie out of Butler. Bieri will clear it down the left side. Headed to Rivas, who plays it left to Gleedle.
Reno's going to need to move the ball just a little bit quicker. Phoenix is doing a good job of their own high press right now.
Down the field to Langsdorff, and they'll whistle Langsdorff as he was trying to muscle his way in between two defenders.
I don't know, saying he went over the back, but nice try from Langsdorff to control the ball.
Langsdorff kind of brings that tenacious physical effort to the top line for Reno. He has been a huge addition in the offseason, coming over from Portland's.
Well, he's a big target, so you can hit him up there. He can hold the ball for you, but then he's deceptively fast and has that skill, so he gives you a combination of both.
Lambert on the header that time goes out of play, and it'll be Sam Gleedle throwing into Kevin Partita. Trying to keep it away from Beccaro, and he'll go back to Bieri in goal. Pressure that time. Good job by Herzog to come up and help. Finds Richards on the right side. Bow now to Langsdorff. Back to Richards. Tripped up. Taken away by Moar.
Richards there just got caught between ideas and couldn't figure out what he wanted to do. Just needs to be a little bit more aware of what he wants to do with the ball when he gets it.
Bad giveaway that time. Asante charging for it. How about the rookie again? Timmer up to the challenge.
Well, he's been like that all season for Reno, just shutting down anything that comes into the middle. Big, strong, great in the air.
Stiff competition at center back. Tony Alfaro, a veteran from Mexico, in the mix as well. But it was Timmer and Janjigian, a veteran and a rookie, the combination for Ian Russell here in the postseason.
They're both Timmer and Langsdorff found themselves taking advantage of injuries where they got to step in and show what they can do. And
now Moar. Francois gets in front of it. Back to Asante. Such a tough guy to keep track of. Pulled back off now.
Again, Gleedle's right there with Asante, not giving him any room.
See it again. There's Gleedle right on top of Asante. Outside to Whelan. Into the middle to Lambert. Langsdorff couldn't get there quite in time. Now Darnell King stepping up from his outside back spot. Takes a shot at goal, and Ben Bieri is there to stop it. Bieri 6th in the USL in saves this year with 43.
Good interchange from Phoenix there to get King open. They will find himself alone on the top of the 18.
You mentioned Biuri is going to have a great match tonight. He performed really well in that match against Phoenix earlier this year in that 2-1 Reno victory.
Yeah, he's been great all season, on loan from New Mexico, and glad to have him.
Good movement that time for Reno, getting a little space for Rivas, who plays outside now to Gleedle.
Good patience from Reno. They've been able to move the ball around. They got their goal, so they're in control of the game right now. Phoenix has got to chase and find something.
Here's Cristiano Francois. Little chip inside for Bone, and just out of his reach as Lubin scoops it up.
Bone's been really active this evening. He's making some great runs, creating space for others and himself.
Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Reno on top 1-0 thanks to a 6th-minute goal from Corey Herzog, who was able to steal it away from the keeper, Zach Lubin. The veteran in search of his first USL Cup. Been there a few times. 3rd leading scorer in USL history, making his presence felt here early. There's Herzog again. Just out of touch. Great defensive stop there from Cochran. Reno continuing to push, though. Now it's Partita on the outside. And Partita able to clip that one off of King.
Again, good ball movement from Reno. And then, of course, they lost it and then quickly get it back again, and they're right back in Phoenix's face, earning a corner kick.
So Sergio Rivas will set things up here in the 22nd minute. Goes far post and headed out of play, that time by Thomas Janjigian. See where Lubin wants to go this time. Pressure coming again from Corey Herzog. And a steal that time by Herzog, who then just gets shoved down to the ground by Farrell, and a whistle against Phoenix.
Again, this high press from Reno is really causing Phoenix some problems, and able to gain possession on their side of the pitch close to the goal.
Solomon Asante coming up to talk to our head referee tonight, Kevin Broadley. Broadley assisted by Ryan Graves and Justin Howard. Our 4th official is Brandon Stevis tonight.
I'm not sure what he's arguing about. I mean, the guy went over Herzog's back there. And
Cristiano Francois. In-swinging ball, punched out by Lubin.
Well, he needed to get there because Janjigian was there to put it in.
Bone trying to fight with King, and Darnell King. Looks like there's going to be a yellow card coming out of the pocket against Darnell King.
We got a hold of him as Bone tried to go by, and Bone there is a crafty player. He's got great moves, and I'm not sure if it was worth a yellow, but it was a foul.
So first yellow card of the match going to Phoenix, and now a set-piece opportunity for Francois, who had 6 goals in the regular season. We'll play it from almost the same spot on the opposite side of the pitch, a little further towards the line. He's pretty effective from this angle, though.
The last couple balls played in have been dangerous. Phoenix has been right there, though, making things difficult.
Francois. Plays it to the near side and cleared that time by Beccaro. So a throw in now for Brent Richards. 30-year-old veteran out of Portland, started his career with T2 before coming on to Reno in 2017. Nobody has played in more games for Reno than Brent Richards, who has suited up in over 100 career contests in the biggest little city.
Yeah, it's nice to have that veteran leadership in the locker room. Really, this Reno has a great mix of, with Partita being in there, a local player. He's got a kind of a, dog in the fight. He wants Reno to do well. We got the veterans in there who do a great job of keeping things organized and keeping the young guys on track. And then you just have and Francois, who's been added to the team, has done a great job of being a threat there on the left-hand side.
Slide from behind by Langsdorff goes to Asante, though, trying to play it up to Lambert. And a good job defensively again by Reno. Out to Bone, fighting again with King. Gets past King. Bone can't get enough on it. What a great run, though, by Tucker Bone, who quickly gets up after holding his leg.
Yeah, just kind of ran out of ideas and options there at the end. But a great run. Beautiful ball to spring him forward.
A lot of great individual battles here early. We've seen King and Bone get tied up a bunch, and now again on that other side, looking at Sam Gleedle at outside back, facing off against Solomon Asante.
When King had to be really careful on that challenge not to catch Bone as he was running by, because that could have been a red card for him.
Back to Lubin in goal. Pressured again by Herzog. It'll go all the way to the other side of the pits to Bury. Bury goes down the left side for Gleedle. Asante well off of him. We'll take it down the middle. Finds Herzog. Now to Bone. Bone charges into it, and a save by Lubin. Richards now. Back into Herzog. Now to Sergio Rivas. The attack won't stop from Reno, and that time Rivas delivers it straight into Lubin.
When Bone had that shot, he really should have went for the far post instead of the near post.
Here comes Phoenix on the counterattack. Asante gets around Gleedle. Dadashov takes his shot at it, and recovering is Reno's defense, and the center back, Thomas Janjigian, gets in the way.
Well, Asante's showing how dangerous he can be, and Gleedle's done a good job all night, but he gets away from him there.
Dadashov is not a player you want to leave alone in the box with a chance to turn and shoot on goal. 11 goals this season, and a player with a lot of experience over in Germany.
We saw Janjigian do a great job not to go to ground too early.
Popped high in the air this time. Langsdorff able to clear it. Sent back into the box. Now Bone pops it in the air. Won that time by Partita. Reno's going to try a counter of their own. Led by Francois on the left side. Into Kevin Partita. Now to Foster Langsdorff. Langsdorff just pulled that one wide with Francois on the run.
Yeah, and he pulls it wide. And I mean, if he also could have just passed it right into the middle with Francois coming through. A lot of options there, and Phoenix very fortunate not to get scored on there.
It was a well-executed counterattack by Reno 1868.
Well, this is a lot of what we saw in the second half of the first game, and it just this game started off on fire.
Asante tripped up, and that one's going to be a definite yellow.
Yeah.
Phoenix arguing maybe for a red.
Well, if there wasn't two defenders there, he probably would have got the red. But probably a smart play to get his hand on Asante there.
Janjigian knew he was beat there and just pulled him down from behind.
Yeah, and if Gleedle wasn't there, he may not have even had to foul because Gleedle was there, but
And now we've got a little bit of extracurriculars.
yeah, just a lot of unnecessary pushing. Asante's on the ground making a little bit more out of it than it is. Yeah, I mean, all he did was get pulled from behind.
Got some fuel in this match already.
Yeah, you know, Reno just needs to keep their heads. They have the lead. They need to go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead, and they can't allow Phoenix to draw them into these little skirmishes and fights.
You saw King just shove Langsdorff down to the ground. They're still working on Solomon Asante. Are you surprised a little bit more that the officiating crew isn't doing more around that pile to keep them separated, to keep these guys away from each other?
Yeah, I mean, everything looked fine, and then all of a sudden, you know, something broke out and don't know what was said. But hopefully I'll get it all sorted out and we can get this game going. Asante looks to be all right, and I imagine he'll probably take the kick as well.
Community expertise and the medicine of movement, that's what Reno Orthopedic Clinic is all about, and it's why Rock is proud to be the official jersey sponsor of your Reno 1868 FC. Well, it's going to be a dangerous opportunity here for Phoenix after all the dust settled on that one. From just maybe 10, 12 feet outside the box stands Santi Moar. He's joined by Samuel Stanton. Stanton's got 3 goals, Moar with 2. But again, Moar last year 11 in his time with New Mexico. Both certainly capable. Off of the yellow card against Thomas Janjigian. Moar over the top of the bar.
Well, we might even have to say that King's a little lucky not to pick up a red card after pushing Langsdorff down like he did.
And I think that will take us to a well-deserved hydration break here in this first half, and what has already been an intense matchup between the top 2 offensive teams in the United Soccer League. REMSA reminds you to drink half your body weight in ounces of water every day to stay hydrated. REMSA, private nonprofit and providing out-of-hospital health care since 1986 without local taxpayer support. And fans, we want to tell you about a new way to experience Reno 1868 FC. Now through October 30th, you can become a member of the club for just $14.99 per month. Club membership includes a ticket to every home match, member benefits, and perks such as team shop discounts and ticket management, plus behind-the-scenes events and experiences. To learn more or sign up, visit Reno1868FC.com today. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. 11 shots on goal in this opening part of the first half. That was after we saw a combined 36 shots on goal in the first meeting. But again, 33 of those 36 came in the second half. And again, we're seeing a very similar pace that we did in the second half of this meeting between these two teams, which did result in all 3 of the goals in that match, which was eventually won by Reno 2-1.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a similar thing tonight. I think it's just going to be a back-and-forth battle all night long. Both teams are going to have to stay resilient. They have to stay on top of their defense and their offense. I mean, I mean, even the last game, it came down to somebody either making a mistake or just a brilliant play. And I think we're going to see that again tonight.
Cristiano Francois trying to advance on the left side, then dumps it off to Rivas. Now Francois on the run. Cuts back to the inside, waits for a little help. Over to Sergio Rivas. Lots of space on the right side for Richards. Crosses it in. Out to Partita. Back to Richards. Finds Beccaro. And Farrell will clear it out to center field.
Again, Reno being dangerous, moving the ball to that right side, and just not able to make that last pass into the box that'll give Reno a goal.
Takeaway by Partita. Driving towards the goal, and he's pulled down by Kevin Lambert. And a foul against the Phoenix Rising.
Well, this should be a great opportunity for Reno to get a shot on goal.
Another great win from Kevin Partita, and then Lambert really didn't have much choice but just to take him down.
Well, that's what we like about Partita. He's able to, you could see he can move the ball wide. He's done that a few times and then kind of opened up, and then he'll take it right at you down the middle and gets himself fouled.
Corey Herzog, who put Reno in front with a goal in the 6th minute. Advancing towards the middle now with Cristiano Francois all by himself. Thomas Janjigian joining the folds. Little chip towards the left side. Headed out, and a foul against Bone. As Phoenix will quickly try to put it in play. Langsdorff getting in the way of Beccaro.
Yeah, he's smart from Langsdorff not to let him take that early so everybody could get back and get organized.
We'll start it out of the back to Cochran, who gives it right back to Lubin. Pressure coming from behind that time. Reno able to win it in the midfields. Off the top of Herzog's head. Rivas trying to go after it. Lubin will clear. We'll tangle up there in midfields. Timmer comes to help Gleedle, but a throw-in coming now from Phoenix as they advance it into Reno's third.
Well, Phoenix is working hard to tie this game up. You can tell they don't want to go down 1-0 at half. They want to try to get this goal back.
King. Beccaro. Asante gets away from to the middle, and Biuri on top of it. Solomon Asante got some space but didn't get enough on it.
Yeah, it looked like Gleedle was going to take that pass down and run away with it, but it just snuck by him, and Asante ended up with it.
Sergio Rivas starting things up on the right side.
Well, that's been better from Phoenix. We haven't seen them really control the ball at the, in the final third. And
now coming up the left is Gleedle. Partita keeps it. Rivas unloads. Punched in the air by Lubin. And caught out of midair.
Well, not a bad effort from Rivas. Saw the keeper out and gave it a try.
Taken away by Reno. To Herzog. Chips it forward. Langsdorff. But the flag is up. Offside on Reno.
That was a good try from Langsdorff. He is a poacher. He knows when to be there, but he was just a step off as that ball came through.
Another great job by Partita taking it away and then finding Herzog as Reno nearly got their second goal. Now they come again off of a Richards win. Can Richards stay on side? He does. Back to Tucker Bone.
He needed to go at King in the box.
Now to Sergio Rivas. Kevin Partita. Timmer coming up to help. Richards into the box, off of Herzog's head, collected by Cristiano Francois. Gets around the defender. Partita, Kevin Partita! 2-0 Reno. The legend from Northern Nevada, his second playoff goal.
Well, the pressure was just way too much for him, Alex. It just kept coming wave after wave after wave. They clear it out. Rivas picks it up and just buries it in the back of the net. Surprises Phoenix. They didn't know what hit him.
What a moment for Kevin Partita. His 4th goal of the year. He had the first to open the postseason against the Galaxy last week. And boy, is this kid from Sparks turning into something else.
We love that kid from Sparks. As I was saying before, you know, he's got a dog in the fight. He wants this team to succeed, and he's been the real difference this year. And in my view, you know, the MVP as well.
We had General Manager Doug Raftery on NSN Daily earlier this week, and he picked out Kevin Partita as his MVP. You could make a case for a lot of players on this Reno team, and certainly Kevin Partita is making a very strong case for himself. Phoenix right back on the attack, and Asante Moar's shot is gloved out of the air by Ben Bieri.
Well, I'm sure that's a tough pill to swallow for Phoenix right now. You could tell they wanted to get a goal back, and now they're 2 goals behind. And that, you know, maybe it's because they were pressing a little too much, but again, Reno came back with just great combination plays, able to keep Phoenix on their back foot, and eventually paid off.
When you were saying Reno's attack was so relentless, I mean, it was just one punch after the next, coming from the left, coming from the right, coming from the middle, and eventually they were able to break the back.
Yeah, and you could tell Phoenix just got a little confused there, a little panicked. The header came out, and Rivas was right on it to pick it up and put it in the back of the net.
And this is just such a problem for defense, is that Reno can come at you in so many different ways, and that's why they've now scored 49 goals this year. They have so much offensive versatility, and they just know where to find each other.
Well, and another big difference is the high-pressure defense they've been playing over the last few weeks. It's like something they just switched to for the playoffs, and it's just causing huge problems for teams that maybe they're not game planning for.
Here comes Phoenix on the counterattack. Moar punched away. How about another save from Ben Bieri?
Well, Bieri knows Moar well. They both were at New Mexico together, so does a great job there on Moar, and good goalkeeping. Stays strong, doesn't try to guess where it is, reacts instead of guesses, and comes up with a big save.
Now Lambert trying to play it towards the middle, and Bieri will just escort that one out of play.
Yeah, already a few saves that could be put up there as save of the match. We talked about it early. He was going to have a big game. He was going to have to come up with those stops when Reno needed it, and so far he's been doing a great job for Reno.
Greater Nevada Credit Union, the title sponsor of Greater Nevada Fields. 43rd minute. Phoenix organizing on the attack. Another chance here. No one to help Dadashov.
Yeah, good movement from Phoenix, but Dadashov just ran off sides and stayed there.
Dadashov, the only goal for Phoenix last time around. He was able to score in the 77th minute after coming on as a second-half substitution. It was Moar who got the start up top, along with Asante and Flemings in that first match this season. It was a decision that Rick Shantz, who is right now on administrative leave as the head coach of Phoenix, it was a decision he kind of lamented. I think he really felt like, having then seen that match, that he would have preferred to start Dadashov over Moar in that match. But now, of course, in the absence of Flemings and his suspension, both of them in the starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately with Flemings out, it changes the game for Phoenix. I mean, he's such a dynamic player and, of course, a goal scorer that they had to pull out of there. So unfortunate for Phoenix that he's not available. But that's what, that's the way the game goes, and they had to deal with it, and they got here without him. So no excuses. I'm sure that they won't make any excuses about it. Right now, Reno's suffocating high-pressure defense has been, I think, the real story here.
Flemings was the top scorer in the USL regular season, 14 goals, 30 goals over the last 2 years, but suspended for the rest of the season by the USL after a matchup with San Diego towards the end of the season, where it was reported he used a Jamaican homophobic slur towards Colin Smith of San Diego, and a moment that really stirred things up in the USL. Here comes Phoenix on the attack once again, though. That time it was Gleedle and Timmer getting in the way. Now Beccaro trying to find something on the left side. Partita and Herzog getting in front of him. Back out to Moar. A windup from Stanton cleared away. Phoenix not giving up, but now Richards able to find the clearance as we head into 5 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
Well, that started to get frantic and messy, kind of like what we saw in the last goal, and Reno was unfortunate to clear it out.
Solomon Asante. Swing it left now. This is Cochran. Down to Beccaro. Headed over the top. Not much on that one from Kevin Lambert. Phoenix, though, pushing hard here in the final minutes of this first half, trying to get themselves on the board going into the locker room.
Well, they got 5 minutes, and if you're Phoenix, you definitely want to get 1 goal back before you get into the locker room.
A lot of pressure here. Gleedle able to get around 3 Phoenix players. Finds Richards. Up to Partita. Now Bone. Couldn't quite get on the same page with Langsdorff that time. Here comes Reno again. There it is again with Partita. That time Phoenix was able to keep it away from him. Almost a repeat of what happened a few minutes ago. Phoenix on the attack with Moar. Gets around the defender. Moar sliding in. Lambert able to finish, and Kevin Lambert gets Phoenix on the scoreboard.
Everything just got loose there, missing marks, miscommunication. And then Moar just gets the ball and does what he does best, goes at defenders. He's able to, gets the deflection right out to another Phoenix player, and he buries it in the back of the net. With just a lot of confusion in there.
Phoenix scored 44 goals this season. Kevin Lambert had not scored all year until that moment right there, and that is a huge goal to give them a little bit of momentum back. And look, we didn't think Phoenix was going quietly tonight.
No. I mean, they were trying to get that goal back, and unfortunately they were pushing guys forward, and the second one came for Reno, but they're not going to stop fighting. And this should give them hope that they can come back and win this game.
Little back foot ball there from Rivas, and King will clear it to keep it away from a charging Tucker Bone.
Reno just needed to also just stay strong and stay organized. They didn't really need to go forward anymore. They just needed to ride out their 2-0 lead, for another few minutes. And so it should have been all hands on deck from defense.
Now Rivas from the corner, right to Lubin, who will quickly send it out to try and find Asante. Gleedle, good job there, matched up against Asante.
Great turn from Bone.
Herzog to Bone. Corey on the left side. Keeps it in play. Trying to drive it back towards the middle, stolen away by Beccaro. And Partita getting tied up that time with Dadashov. Whistle goes against Phoenix. Reno quickly puts it back out. Richards on the right wing. Looking for Langsdorff, and Lubin quickly now sending it back out for Moar. And a tie-up that time with Partita, and the whistle goes against Kevin Partita. This game just does not have a chance to take a breath.
No, I mean, it's a playoff game. You can feel it. You can feel the tension. I mean, arguing with the ref there, just, even after the foul, just got to be smart. Game management, get back, make sure the other team doesn't catch you on a counter.
All the way back to Biuri. Roughly 30 seconds left here in stoppage time.
Well, and Reno's they shouldn't be happy going in 2-1. They really should have kept that 2-0 lead going into halftime, and they'll be kicking themselves.
Partita and Herzog going back and forth. Over to Rivas. Now to Bone. Has it taken away. And they will blow it dead. First half in the books, and it was a good one. Reno scores twice. Phoenix able to answer in stoppage time. And a fight for a spot in the Western Conference Final will take a little breather. Two teams will head into the locker room, come up with a game plan for the second half, and we'll see if Reno can advance to their first Western Conference Final, or will the Phoenix Rising head back with another chance at getting themselves to USL Cup. Second half action coming up after a quick break.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ime from Black Arrow FC. We're back with episode 2 of our new show with the USL and the Black Players Alliance. Just in case you missed our first episode, this show is not just about soccer. It's about the work done on and off the field, especially in the communities, and the same communities that support the growth of the game right here in America. And that's why Black Arrow is working directly with the USL and the Black Players Alliance to make sure that we highlight and share these stories from our community. One of those communities that we want to highlight this week supports one of the USL's newest franchises, Legion FC. If you haven't heard about the Legion, no worries. Black Arrow, we got you covered. Outside of being one of the freshest and newest franchises in the USL, what really makes the Legion FC special is the fact that they play in one of the most historical and pivotal cities in the civil rights movement, Birmingham, Alabama. So right now, we're going to take you down south to Birmingham, Alabama, and tell you a story about a community and a movement that is taking place right now. We'll also talk about some of the interesting things going on within the USL and how they're supporting the Black community and soccer fans alike.
Knowing the role sports plays and myself growing up playing soccer, or should I say football, it allowed me to be introduced to different ideologies. The cultures were different, the communities were different, but we had one common goal, which was winning. Partnering with the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute transitions your team to a family. So we are excited that Legion FC can be the example. We look forward to expounding upon partnerships such as these, and we look forward to BCRIB being a beacon and a leader in this space as we continue to fight for human and civil rights.
So Ian, let's talk a little bit about the success of the club over the last 4 years, playoffs for 4 straight. Talk a little bit about the last 4 and your background. Obviously a hardworking team this year in the last 4 years. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah. It's been 4 good years here. I think every team had different qualities, but I think the one main quality they all shared was hardworking groups. And I'll pick a player on technical ability, but they all need to work hard. And I think I try to make that very clear on our first meetings with the teams every year. And I make it clear when they don't work hard, they don't play. So that's pretty simple. I think the teams that I played on in San Jose and Seattle, they were all hardworking teams that won a lot of championships. And I think, some of my values growing up, I came from a working class family. My dad worked for the post office for 40 years. My mom drove city buses in Seattle for 40 years. She was up at 2 in the morning every morning. So I watched them really grind it out. Some good life lessons, especially from my dad telling me that, he felt like he could have done a little more in his, I won't say, again, nothing against the post office, but I thought he wanted me to do more than what he did. He thought I, had a gift of playing soccer, and said the worst thing I could ever do was not work hard enough and regret those decisions later on. So it's a big thing for me, and I've used that as a coach as well. I try to get all these guys to work because I don't want them looking back on their soccer careers saying, man, I should have worked harder. I won't let that happen, and if I do, I think I've failed as a coach.
Well, thanks for the time. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Back here inside Greater Nevada Fields alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. Hey, sports fans, Coors Light, the beer that's mountain cold, made to chill, wants to remind everyone to refresh responsibly by having a plan to get home safely. It's simple. Always use a designated driver or request an Uber. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Boy, boy, boy. I think the Coors Lights are going down extra smooth here tonight, and what has been an electric soccer game between Reno and Phoenix. Brian, this one certainly had the intensity, the juice that we were expecting as Reno was able to get out to an early lead, but Phoenix able to close and get a goal just before half.
Yeah, you asked me last week which team I wanted to see in Reno play, and I said Phoenix, and this is exactly why. Because I knew both teams had the firepower to come out and make this a very interesting game, an exciting game, and it hasn't disappointed.
Let's go to the first half highlights of this one. Second meeting between these two teams this year. Reno capturing the only regular season win, a 2-1 victory back on August 2nd. Early on, 6th minute, though, deja vu to last weekend as Corey Herzog this time is the one to steal it away from the keeper and to finish early on. Then some great work from Ben Biuri.
Yeah, he had some great saves to keep it 2-0 for a while. But here we see some other chances that Reno had during the game. Unfortunately, offsides on that one.
Foster Langsdorff thought he had the second goal for Reno at the time. Again, waved off for being offside. But then Kevin Partita running up and able to finish his second playoff goal. The Sparks native putting Reno ahead 2-0. But then Reno, after surviving many attacks from Phoenix, it was Kevin Lambert, his first goal this season, as he was able to get it past a couple Reno defenders and the keeper and make it a contest at 2-1. Let's take a look at the stats from the first half. And just like the first meeting, Phoenix dominating the shots on goal, 15-8 this time around. In the first matchup, Phoenix won that battle 25-11, but it was Reno who would prevail in a 2-1 victory. Reno has done a good job holding possession for the most part, and up until giving up that goal to Lambert, I think they felt like they had played a pretty flawless first half.
Yeah, and there at the end of the half, you just felt like they were running over Phoenix. They were sending wave after wave, got the second goal, but then they got complacent for about 10-15 seconds, and next thing you know, the ball's in the net, and they're only up 2-1. And obviously, I think Ian was a little upset, not being able to go into the locker room with a 2-0 lead.
The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more information, visit usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. We'll take one more break. Second half action coming up from downtown Reno. The winner is going to the USL Western Conference Final. Reno and Phoenix, second half, next. A spot in the USL Championship Final is on the line next weekend with the Championship Conference Finals beginning Saturday, October 24th. Be a part of the conversation and watch every match, every goal, every save, and every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Reno 1868 FC Soccer brought to you by Greater Nevada Credit Union, the official financial services provider of Greater Nevada Field. Visit gncu.org to learn more about Greater Nevada's passion for helping more people live greater. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. About 30 seconds to go on the clock before we will get things going here in the second half. Brian, what do you want to see from Reno coming out of the gates here?
They just need to be stingy on defense right now. They still, control the game. They know Phoenix is hunting. They're going to have to hunt down the ball. They've already worn them out throughout the first half because they had the lead. So they just need to keep doing what they're doing, stay strong, and they got to stay mentally tough.
Corey Herzog, who picked up his 8th goal of the year and 27th in a Reno uniform, will put it back into action. He is one away from tying Brian Brown for the all-time lead in Reno 1868 history. Reno will start along the right side with Herzog, who plays it back to Bone. Now to Rivas, gives it back to Bone. Into Bone now. Makes a man miss, trying to get around Lambert. Finds Sergio Rivas. Over to Kevin Partita. And off the foot of King. And that'll be a corner kick here in the opening minute for Reno 1868.
Well, that's a great start. Moving the ball quickly. Great stuff from Bone down the right-hand side.
Sergio Rivas goes near post and cleared by Phoenix. Will send it right back over there. Near post again, no one there, and Dadashov will clear it out. Kevin Partita is there for Reno. Plays it back into the box, and Zach Lubin will snatch it out of the air. Quickly looking to find Solomon Asante on the counterattack. Charging next to him is Dadashov, and Partita keeps it away from Dadashov. Bone spurring Reno on the counterattack. Up to Foster Langsdorff. Looking to get around King. Good job by King to defend and hold the line. Reno plays it back to midfield.
Well, good job from Reno recognizing they couldn't go forward anymore, and instead of just keeping the ball and forcing it, they were able to bring it back around, hold on.
Contact there from Partita, and the whistle will go against Reno.
Well, so far Reno's picking up where they finished off in the first half. Able to maintain possession, moving the ball quickly, putting the pressure on Phoenix.
It'll be Cochran to put it back in action. And falling down is Santi Moar. Back in goal, Ben Biuri. 16 goals allowed, including the one in the first half. He came in number 6 in the USL in saves this season. He played a strong first half. Ball finds Phoenix in the middle. Asante trying to get around Gleedle. Gets a shot off, and it goes off of Gleedle, and a corner kick earned by Phoenix.
Well, great work from Asante. Just using his skills to try to get by Gleedle, get a shot off, and again, Reno's gets back and able to snuff it out.
Solomon Asante, 43 goals over the last 3 seasons. He'll be joined by Samuel Stanton in the corner. It'll be Asante. Plays it near side. Headed by Richards. Back into the box now, and Biuri will dive on top of it. Will heave it down the right side for Bone. Gets past King. Foster Langsdorff stays onside. Can't get past Lubin. What a job there by Zach Lubin, one-on-one.
A great ball to feed him through. He stayed on sides, and he should have scored that.
Now Francois with a chance.
Not the best delivery from Francois.
Great vision started by Ben Biuri in goal to heave that one out to Tucker Bone, who then found a streaking Foster Langsdorff.
Well, it's good that they're able to explode out and get the counterattack going, because Phoenix is going to want to send numbers forward eventually, try to tie this game up, and as long as Reno can show that their counterattack is effective, that could keep them at bay.
Now to Moar on the right side, in front of Richards. Moves back to his left. Now covered by Francois. Whelan joins. Solomon Asante gets it in the box. Good job there defensively in the middle. Reno with a substitution at halftime. Tony Alfaro has come in at center back. Here's Asante. Gleedle takes it away from him.
Great job from Gleedle. Now he's on the run. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card.
So a yellow comes out of the pocket of Kevin Broadley, second yellow of the match for Phoenix.
Yeah, he just knew he wasn't going to catch Gleedle here and pulls him down.
The substitution, by the way, Alfaro for Janjigian. So Alfaro combining now with Jared Timmer in the second half. Appeared in 10 games this year for Ian Russell. He's got experience in the MLS with the Seattle Sounders. He was actually part of an MLS Cup winning team in 2016. They'll blow that one dead.
You're not sure why they made the change there. Looked like everything was going fine in the back four.
Timmer up to Richards. Now Baquero trying to start an attack. Gleedle gets in front of Asante and pops it down the right side. Bone once again fighting with King, and King will send it back to Lubin. Lubin goes to the sideline where it'll be a Reno throw-in. Rivas quickly heaves it over towards Herzog. Makes a man miss. Nifty footwork there. Finds Sergio Rivas. Rivas driving with his left foot and off the defender for another corner.
Well, that right side for Reno again is so effective. They're being able to just get 1-2s. Looks like the team's arguing about something, but everything seems to be kind of going well. Just need to stay positive.
Sergio Rivas now from the corner in the 53rd minute. We'll just take it in. Chips it towards the backside, headed out by Cochran. Finds Tucker Bone. Bone over to Jared Timmer, up from center back. Pops it in the air. Richards heads it, but right to Kevin Lambert, and Lambert will send it back towards midfield, where it goes off the head of Kevin Partita. Reno surveys, they'll go left side with Francois. Asante trying to close on him. Now back to Herzog.
I'm not sure why they worked that side. They didn't have numbers up. And again, Reno just needs to keep the ball. They don't have to force anything. You know, if Phoenix doesn't want to chase the ball and Reno can pass it around for a few more seconds, they should go ahead and take advantage of that.
Couple substitutions coming now for Phoenix. Baquero is coming off, and coming in is Jordan Schweitzer. Also off is Cochran. Here's Schweitzer now, and his ball will go out of play.
What's interesting, already a couple subs in the 53rd minute. I think Phoenix may think that they're just running out of steam here. Maybe that overtime game from last week, they just haven't fully recovered.
Schweitzer putting pressure on Partita, who finds Richards on the right side. Trying to get it up to Bone. Good takeaway there by Bone. Lambert able to get it back, though, for Phoenix. Back to Kevin Lambert in the middle.
And this is where Reno needs to get everyone back. Make sure they defend properly.
Asante and Gleedle get tied up there, and Sam grabbing his left ankle.
Yeah, he thinks Asante caught him on the back of the ankle on purpose, but looked like they just kind of got tangled up.
Greater Nevada proudly supports Reno 1868 FC on the field and all Nevadans financially off the field. We are here for you now and moving forward together. Herzog here in the 55th minute, the throw-in. Little bump there from Rivas. Here's Foster Langsdorff on the run. Trying to find some space for Francois, and Lubin wisely coming out from goal and clearing.
Yeah, he did a great job to jump on that ball and get it cleared, or he was going to be in big trouble.
Quick throw, and here's Langsdorff. Driving towards goal, and he pulls it wide of the net.
A good opportunity. Need to probably go far post with that, but again, we're getting some waves here again from Reno. Feel like another goal could be coming.
And they're not happy just to sit back and defend at this point. They want to play for that third goal.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to ever sit back, especially when you're a team like Reno. You just want to keep the pressure on, and if you can't go forward, you just want to keep the ball and maintain possession. Keep Phoenix running and chasing.
Asante on the right side plays it back to Stanton. Gleedle there now and clears it back to midfield. Here's Tony Alfaro. Keeps it away from Schweitzer. You can see some energy there from Schweitzer in the middle. Appeared in 14 games this season for Phoenix. And now Bone offsides.
Yeah, Bone frustrated that he didn't get the ball sooner, and then he kicks it away and ends up picking up a silly yellow card. This is what I mean. Reno needs to keep their heads. They need to be smart. Eventually, if the score stays like it is, Phoenix is going to start, taking some cheap shots, trying to frustrate Reno, maybe get them to pick up a red card or something silly.
Dangerous giveaway there for Reno. Here's King advancing it. Reno had a hard time controlling possession. Phoenix driving. Richards trying to defend. And off a defender, Santi Moar's shot. A little bit of a dangerous attempt that time from Santi Moar.
Well, he's been the dangerous spotlight for Phoenix this evening. Every time he's gotten it over there, he's really taken it at Richards. Richards so far has done a good job, but he's going to need a little more help.
Solomon Asante. Punched away by Beer. He's got to get back towards the goal. They want a handball. Not going to get it.
No, off the chest.
And you can see Phoenix livid right now. It was really hard for us to tell.
Well, and they also thought that they should have got the ball there on the sideline, but they gave it to Francois because of the foul.
Ian Russell looking on, along with assistant Chris Melinab. Off the head of Herzog, it'll ricochet to Lubin. 59th minute. Reno scored in the 6th minute by Corey Herzog. In the 40th minute by Kevin Partita. Kevin Lambert in the 47th minute got Phoenix on the scoreboard in stoppage time.
Hopefully the people at home can feel the tension that's on the field because it's thick.
Up to Sergio Rivas. Good ball from Herzog. Rivas got to get past a couple of defenders. Does. Pulls it just wide. Didn't have any help there. He had to get past 3 defenders. Admirable effort there from Rivas.
No, great individual run from Rivas, and almost catches the far post.
Lubin, the 31-year-old from Montana, played professionally in Sweden in 2014 and 2017. Started 34 games in goal last year for Phoenix. En route to an impressive 24-win regular season. Good takeaway that time from Gleedle, but couldn't hold on to it.
It was a great read from Gleedle. Too bad he just made a big touch and lost it, but here he's got it back again.
Finds Francois, who's got Langsdorff in the middle. Francois gets it back. Tried to chip it with his left foot and gets it to ricochet off of Cochran to earn Reno a corner kick here as we move towards the end of the 60th minute.
Well, there's Francois matching Moir's intensity. Let's see what Reno can come up with on this corner kick.
Sergio Rivas. Outswinging ball, headed by Langsdorff, and back to goal in Lubin. Phoenix won 24 games last year, but they were upset in the second round of the playoffs by the Real Monarchs, who would go on to win the USL Cup. They were only the second team of the decade from the West to win the USL Cup, joining Sacramento, who won in 2014 in their inaugural season. In 2018, Phoenix winning the Western Conference, but lost in the USL Cup to Louisville. So this is a group that feels like they've got unfinished business, led by that man, Solomon Asante.
Yeah, and they kind of felt like this was their, they had their best team going on this year.
Good defense that time. Timmer back to Beery, and he had to really get rid of that one. Dangerous slide in that time.
Yeah, that was a dangerous ball through and back to the keeper.
Again, Phoenix without Junior Flemings, who is suspended for the rest of the season towards the end of the year. Samuel Stanton up to Schweitzer, back to Stanton. Trying to cut through the Reno defense. Partida's in front of him. Advances it for to Dadashov. Outside Moar in front of Richards. Moar has his shot deflected. And a throw-in will come now for Phoenix. Another chance, though. Santi Moar has been able to get himself into the box with the ball at his feet and has not been able to get past the Reno defense.
Again, he's busy out there trying to create for Phoenix, trying to make things happen. Reno just keeps shutting him down.
Second on the team with 6 assists this year was Moar. Throw in for Schweitzer. And that time cleared by Tony Alfaro. Popped in the air by Herzog. Schweitzer uses his chest. Coming up is Lowe, who checked in the game. Damian Lowe whistled for a foul before launching one wide of the net.
Well, and that should be a yellow card. I mean, he put his hands into his face. Not sure why a yellow wasn't thrown there.
Another look here at Damian Lowe. Oh, yeah, look at that.
We'll see how these substitutions have panned out right now. Reno has the advantage. They still have 2 subs to use. So if we end up having to go to extra time.
Reno here with Langsdorff. Herzog in the middle. Herzog on the header. And Lubin saves it at the line.
Oh, what a great play. And Herzog should have buried that into the back of the net.
Great reaction from Lubin. Here comes Phoenix on a quick counterattack. Solomon Asante with a man down in front of him. Decides to go outside. Here's Moar. Working against Richards. Partida's there to help out. And Partida now pressured on the line. Still working around Moar. Gets tangled up, and it's a foul against Phoenix. Well done there by Kevin Partida.
Yeah, great work there to just take it into the corner, keep possession. Smart individual. Right now, they just need to take their time. They don't have to rush anything.
Worth mentioning, Cochran, who went out, was replaced by Damian Lowe, who's a forward, so they are going with more of an offensive-minded attack, of course, being down a goal. So one of their substitutions there, and then Schweitzer for Baquero. Kind of an even change there at midfield, but basically shifting around and going a little more offensive-minded, certainly with the men they have on the pitch.
Yeah, I think they realized that they were kind of losing the midfield battle in there, needed a little bit more energy. People could run around and keep up.
There's Schweitzer running again towards the sideline with Bone. Reno's used one sub. At halftime, they subbed Thomas Janjigian with Tony Alfaro. And now a whistle against Phoenix. And slow to get up is Corey Herzog on the sideline.
Well, remember I was saying, as the game goes on, there's going to get a little bit more physical, going to start getting chippy. Because Phoenix is going to go silently into that good night.
Seems like an appropriate time to talk about Rock. For injured bones, joints, and muscles, skip the ER and head for Rock Express, the orthopedic urgent care that's faster and more affordable. Details at renoortho.com.
We were just talking about Damian Lowe, and he picks up a yellow card here.
Lowe's only appearing in his 4th game this year for Phoenix. 28-year-old from Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah, he played in the Gold Cup. I think he started 4 or 5 games in the Gold Cup and had a goal against Honduras, a game winner.
Richards volleys it in. Langsdorff fighting for it.
That's a handball.
And Alfaro stepping in, trying to clean it up, and he kicks it wide. Lubin has his ball redirected to the opposite keeper, Ben Biuri. Heaves it out for Francois. Trying to get around Whelan, then decides to go back for Partita. Pressure coming from Schweitzer. You can see his energy again all over the pitch. Up to Bone. Trying to hold things up here. Schweitzer plays it to Asante. Knifing it in there for Dadashov. Good cutoff there from the rookie Timmer. He's been great tonight. Now to Cristiano Francois on the outside. Gets around Whelan.
Just got choppy over there on that side and ended up dribbling out of bounds.
Dadashov trying to hold it up. Couldn't do much there, though, and Reno able to get it back to their keeper. Out of the back is Alfaro. Reno trying to be careful here, making crisp passes. Good ball there. Off of Langsdorff. Phoenix recovers, though. Farrell slides in to prevent a run from Bone. Bone still pressuring and knocks down Darnell King, and a foul against Reno and Bone.
When you saw Reno there moving the ball through the back, Phoenix is going to be pressuring, and when they do, they need to take advantage of that. Play the long ball up to the forward like they did and try to drop it into a midfielder running through.
Joe Farrell, the center back, trying to be careful here with Langsdorff, and feeling the pressure from Langsdorff, goes back to Lubin. Chance now for Asante. Gets around a defender and goes too high. You can see the frustration from both Asante and from Partita there.
Well, that was dangerous. Luckily, Timmer was able to get back and stop Asante from hitting the ball right away. But you could see there, Reno was just getting a little bit complacent and almost cost him.
Good job there, Biuri. With pressure coming off the head of Langsdorff. Bone trying to chase it down. Lubin out of the back. Redirected by Stanton. Slipped and fall in the middle there and picked up by Timmer, who finds Bone on the right side. Bone's got some space to work. Gets around low. Bone! Ooh. What a great stop there by Lubin as Bone was trying to find a streaking Herzog to his left.
A great run from Bone, pushes it around the defender, and then just awesome from the goalkeeper to get his face in the way and just stay strong.
Bone rather was going for goal there, but a great job by Lubin getting his arm up to knock it away. Now Sergio Rivas here in the 70th minute. Outswinging ball, headed by Lowe. And a whistle now from inside the box. And the man down is Joe Farrell. About 20 minutes of regulation left in this one. Reno trying to hang on to get to their very first Western Conference final as a franchise. They've been a playoff team all 4 years here in Reno, but have never advanced past the second round. They got to the second round in 2018, but lost to Orange County. Every other year, it's been a first-round exit. There's some contact in midfield by Schweitzer, quickly put back into play by Rivas. Going to Herzog on the right side. And just pass it out of bounds.
Well, if Reno learned anything about game film and watching the way Sacramento played against Phoenix, they know Phoenix will struggle if they can get guys in front of the ball.
Asante trying to get around Cleedle, and Asante delivers the equalizer in the 71st minutes.
Well, and that's just poor defense from Reno. Nobody got back. Nobody got organized. There was just way too much room. And Asante gets it here on the outside, just has one to beat, and puts it into the near post past Berry.
Solomon Asante, last year's MVP of the league. He gave a passionate speech before their match last week, saying that the USL Cup has got to go to Phoenix this year. And he is bringing the energy you expect here tonight. The 30-year-old from Ghana has evened the score at 2, and we have got ourselves a new match. Reno's 2-0 lead has evaporated. See how they recover now. Off the head of Rivas. Back to Rivas. Herzog gives it to Moar. Over to Francois. Trying to get around Whelan. Dangerous spot here. Dadashov couldn't get there fast enough. Timmer beat him to it.
When Reno doesn't need to panic here, they need to keep doing what they were doing before. They had plenty of chances. One thing that they didn't do in the last 10 minutes is make sure that they're getting back on defense. And
too much space here. Redirected and headed on top of the goal by Moar.
And here, there it was again, not getting back on defense, getting numbers in front of the ball. No.
Alfaro, only substitution so far for Reno. Phoenix has made 2. Rivas to Richards on the outside. Back to Sergio in the middle. Now to Kevin Partita. And a whistle goes against Jordan Schweitzer in the 74th minute, a foul against Phoenix. Rivas wanted to put it back into play, but he is told to stop by head official Kevin Broadley. See what Reno can do here off a set piece in the 74th. Cristiano Francois. Drives it towards the middle. Not much on that. Out to Bone on the right side. And Bone will just let it go out. Reno will go to a throw-in now from Kevin Partita. Or rather, he'll defer, as Richards will go out and snag that one.
Yeah, may take advantage of a long throw from Richards here.
And the foul that time against Reno. Reno with the first 2 goals of the match. Phoenix the last 2. With about 15 minutes to go here in regulation. Francois playing it forward to Rivas. Slips down and goes back to Gleedle on the left side for Reno's defense. And we'll send it back to goal in Bury. Timmer. Over to Richards. Now to Bone. Back to Brent.
Took too long to get to Rivas there, or Partita.
Now to Francois. Outside for Gleedle.
Just a little careless with the ball there. You maintain possession and keep the pressure on Phoenix.
And that will take us to a whistle in the 76th minute. And our second and final hydration break. Take a look at some highlights from the match so far tonight, Brian. Again, Reno out to the early advantage, and they were able to really fight for those first 2 goals. Phoenix able to get a couple back, and it's just been an exciting match.
Yeah, you know, it's had its ups and downs for sure. Reno came out on fire, ended up getting 2 goals, and then Phoenix has been able to battle their way back and tie the game up.
Zach Lubin has been strong in goal for Phoenix. And certainly this match has lived up to the expectations. That was the goal that Partita had in the 40th minute for Reno 1868. And that's where they had left off 2-0 before Lambert scored in stoppage time in the first half in the 47th minute. And then Asante, just a few moments ago, picking up his 8th goal of the year to notch the score at 2 apiece. If your world could use a bit more chill, reach for a cold Coors Light with mountains that turn blue at peak refreshment. It's made for one thing and one thing only, to chill. Mountain Cold Refreshment, made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly. Here inside Greater Nevada Credit Union, the title sponsor of Greater Nevada Fields. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. These 2 teams fighting for a spot in the Western Conference Final. Where they will meet the winner of New Mexico and El Paso. And right now, it's El Paso leading 1-0. Reno's got to get back here. Richards trying to get rid of it. And is able to do it. Dangerous spot there out of the break.
Well, it looks like they've given a corner.
Phoenix certainly has had the upper hand in terms of their opportunities here in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Well, we knew they'd have their opportunities. It was going to be a back-and-forth battle.
The corner from Asante, played out, redirected by Reno, off of the foot of Langsdorff. Outside now is Dadashov. He gets knocked over out of bounds, and that'll be a yellow card against Foster Langsdorff. Third yellow for Reno. 3 yellows for Phoenix tonight.
And that's just the young man just not keeping his head. There's no reason he needed to do that.
Asante Moar standing over the top of it. Darnell King to his right.
So he picks up a yellow, and he gives him a free kick instead of just a throw-in. Not a smart move.
Asante Moar. Headed out by Langsdorf. Back to midfield. Picked up by Whelan. Lobbing it back into the box. Alfaro there. Reno still trying to get rid of it. Oh, wow, and a spin and misfire from Dadashov. You can see the strength in the box from the 28-year-old out of Azerbaijan.
It seems like Phoenix is just playing a lot more direct, just trying to get to goal quickly, and it's really causing problems for Reno. And Reno's just not getting organized on defense. They're just leaving too many spaces.
Richards now to throw it in. Off of Phoenix. Over to Partita now. Up to Bone. Keeps it going forward, but off of his hand. So Phoenix taking possession here in the 81st minute. Solomon Asante goes to collect it. Francois slips and falls, gets back up as Whelan plays it back to Asante on the right. Working against Gleedle. Back to the middle of the pitch for Stanton. Timmer steps up. Center back will race it to midfield. Finds Bone. Bone trying to get around King. Stanton closes. Partita there now.
If they move the ball quicker there, they wouldn't have to go all the way back.
Timmer again coming up. And he's just shoved down from behind with the whistle going against Phoenix. And now Kevin Broadley will ask Moar to give a little space on the ball here.
Yeah, Moore is not stupid. He's going to stand over the ball and make sure that his team can get back and get situated.
Reno poised to make a substitution now. And it's going to be Ikaza. Emilio Ikaza. And Aiden Apodaca is going to come in for Foster Langsdorf. So Partita and Langsdorf off, Ikaza and Apodaca in. Brett Richards on the right side. Richards has it headed out of the box. King off of his head will result in a Reno throw-in. Herzog will take it this time.
Well, probably got 15 more minutes before the end of this half, and which is plenty of time for Reno to get a goal, or Phoenix.
The score you see on your screen, they'll take it away. It was saying 4-2. It is a 2-2 score as Herzog goes to throw it in. There's the correct score. Alfaro sliding in. Bone there to help out. Back outside to Herzog, trying to play it forward to Apodaca, and it goes off a defender for a corner kick. Off of Lowe.
Well, and right now, I mean, Reno needs to do the most with the time that they have and the possessions they get. I think a short corner would probably behoove them here because they haven't really scored anything on the long ones.
Rivas goes short side, and it'll be just headed and cleared to the sideline by Phoenix again. Now Richards will go to the throw. Here in the 84th minute. Brett Richards trying to find Timmer and headed out for a corner by Darnell King. Trying to find Reno's tallest player there in Timmer. Coming up from his center back spot.
Well, they've just never been really effective on the corner, so they might as well just move the ball around. They do much better when they have the ball at their feet.
See how Rivas wants to play it this time. Tries to get it more towards the middle. It goes off the head of Dadashov. Gleedle has it in midfield. Careful there with Solomon Asante, who scored in the 71st minute to equalize this match. Emilio Icaza's first touch. Redirects it out of bounds, and Phoenix the throw-in here in the 85th minute. Phoenix had to go to extra time against Sacramento to get their 1-0 win. It was Asante who was able to get the goal. Reno in their first round winning 4-1 against the LA Galaxy 2. No contact there, but a whistle as King tripped and fell.
Yeah, I didn't see much there, but the ref apparently thought it was a foul.
Santi Moore, Solomon Asante, and now Asante will take the kick all by himself. Here in the 86th minute, Solomon Asante, last year's USL MVP. And that was a dangerous header that went wide off the head of Damian Lowe. Good ball in from Solomon Asante.
Yeah, it didn't look like much at the beginning, but found its way into a Phoenix player.
Reno will start things up on the right side again. Now to Icaza in the middle. Crosses the field for Gleedle, and his kick goes way too far.
A little too much.
Now a throw in from Corey Whelan of Phoenix. Give it right back to Whelan. Icaza staying tight on him. Now to Schweitzer. And Icaza and Schweitzer just collide. And it'll be a foul against Emilio Icaza. Kind of incidental contact there. Tough break for Reno.
Yeah, it should run out some more of the clock as well.
Just got tangled up there. So once again, Solomon Asante, who just played it into the middle of the box in his last attempts. Leads the league in assists. Not much on that one. Schweitzer, though, plays it back forward. Herzog will play it off of Moar and get Reno in possession here in the 88th minute.
Reno needs to get back to just possessing the ball, doing what they do best, moving the ball around quickly and finding open players.
Bone couldn't handle it as King sends it back the other way for Phoenix. Asante. Some space on the right side for Dadashov, but he is offside.
Lately, the forwards haven't been able to link up. The creativity up top needs to be better for Reno if they're going to try to get a goal.
Francois, good hold-up play that time. Over to Emilio Icaza, who played in 10 games this year for Reno, including 3 starts, a rookie out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Over to Francois. Now to Gleedle on the left side. 89th minute. Tied at 2. Dadashov holds it up. Schweitzer pops it in the air. Alfaro goes to close. They've got space for Dadashov. He's in front of goal, and Dadashov's shot is redirected by Biuri, but the flag goes up first for an offside.
Well, it looks like the ref's going to give a foul. Not sure why.
So perhaps a foul before the offside. It'll give Phoenix a spot here in stoppage, or approaching the end of the first half, or second half, rather. Dangerous. Solomon Asante. Member of the Ghanaian national team. One of the biggest stars in this league. Asante plays it wide to the right for Whelan. Whelan into the box, and wow, that was dangerous again.
Kaza did a great job to get his head on that, because if he hadn't got his head on that, that was going right into a Phoenix player.
I think you have to think right now the advantage in the air right now is going to Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I think the advantage all season has gone to the other teams as far as in the air, especially on our offensive third.
They'll blow that one dead. Four minutes of stoppage time added.
Phoenix seems to be finding themselves here, and they're getting a lot more confidence.
Asante. Backside, headed by Timmer that time. Chasing it is Apodaca. Stanton has it for Phoenix. Stanton into the box. Headed out by Timmer. Back in by Whelan. Off of Alfaro and cleared by Bone. Francois. And Gleedle will send it back to midfield.
Well, you see this all the time in a 2-0 game. You're up 2-0, and they say it's the worst score in soccer because you just get that false sense of confidence. Then the other team gets a goal, they get a little more confidence, then they get the second one, and you can see Reno's starting to panic just a little bit, and they need to just stick to their game plan.
Moar working over Bone. Lambert, who scored the first goal, trying to center it, and it goes off the foot of Alfaro. Corner kick coming here in the 92nd minute.
But now Phoenix gotten 2 goals. They kind of smell blood in the water, and they'd like to get that third, and they're pushing for it.
45 shots on goal combines. Asante, headed by Richards. Goes back out to Solomon Asante. Off of Alfaro this time. Moar sends it wide. Chipped in. All alone is Lambert. Closed by Beery. A wide open net, and oh my goodness. What an opportunity wasted.
Well, completely wasted. I mean, you had Reno players out there not even responding. You got 3 open players in the box when that comes in. And that should have been in the back of the net. Reno is lucky that the game's not 3-2.
Oh my. What a match we have had here tonight in Reno. About a minute of stoppage left. Asante trying to get himself some space on the right side. Great job by Alfaro. Gets it away from Asante. Back to Tony Alfaro. Able to get around Stanton. Ikaza up to Rivas. Back to Ikaza. On the right side for Bone. King's header finds Brent Richards on the right side. Trying to get around Dadashov, who beats Richards back to the ball. Over to Darnell King. Less than a minute to go here in stoppage. And they'll blow that one dead, and a yellow card coming out of the pocket.
Well, I'm not sure why that's a yellow card. Ikaza got the ball, even passed it on to the left-hand side. He may have caught him afterwards, but not sure that was worth a yellow.
4th yellow for Reno.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong there.
Unreal.
Not even a foul.
Can't
Not
understand
even a
that.
foul. He
Wow.
gives a yellow, and it's not even a foul.
At this juncture of the match.
Yeah, bad call.
So Asante, as we run out of stoppage time, would put it back in. Into the box, Dadashov. Trying to get around Timmer. Timmer able to defend.
Well, and that should run out the clock.
And there is the final whistle.
Ooh.
Extra time is coming here in downtown Reno to decide this one. And as you can imagine, the tensions are as high as they could get.
Yeah, all sides are fired up now. It's all to play for, 2-2. And right now, Reno just needs to reorganize. They need to get their emotions under control and then come back out and do something that's positive, not just panic, get caught up in their emotions and making mistakes.
For those of you unaware of extra time rules in the USL Championship, we will have 2 15-minute periods. There will be no golden goal. So we will have 30 minutes of soccer here to decide this one. Now, if we get to the end of this 30 minutes, we will go to penalty kicks to decide this one and to find out who is going on to the Western Conference Final. And many believe across the USL that the team that wins this match here tonight should go on to the USL Cup. This very well could be a match to decide the USL Cup winner, as some would believe. The two strongest offensive clubs. Does the winner of this match produce the USL Cup this season? I think a lot of odds makers and people that have seen both of these teams this year would be led to believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a believer. Both these teams are great teams. They could go on and win the championship. Right now, Phoenix is showing that they seem to want it a little bit more, and they've been able to come back and get 2 goals. But like I said, Reno has a chance to regroup, get things right, and come out here and win this game.
Ian Russell bringing his men together. On the other side of the pitch, it's Blair Gavin, the interim head coach, taking over for Rick Shantz, who is on administrative leave. Again, Phoenix has been without Junior Flemings, suspended for the season after an incident in San Diego with some on-field conducts.
Well, right now, I mean, looking at both teams at this juncture, you can see one team's huddled together. They look like they're a team, and then you have another group that's kind of all doing their own thing. And I hope that doesn't mean anything, but it looks like Phoenix is all together over there in their group, and they feel confident and they feel like they want to win this game.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt Reno absolutely dominated the first half of this match. I mean, dominated, and had a 2-0 lead, and were just controlling every bit of this match. Kevin Lambert got a goal, and Reno's still in control really for the first part of the second half, but then things kind of started to shift. Asante got that goal, and since that goal, Phoenix has been firmly in control when it comes to the offensive chances. Now, these teams have had a chance to breathe. They've had a chance to regather themselves. And which club can find it in their gut? Which one can find it here in the next 30 minutes to move on? Again, Reno has never been to a Western Conference final. Phoenix trying to get back there for the first time since 2018 when they won the Western Conference and eventually lost in the USL Cup. And you were talking about huddled together. Well, how about the veteran, Corey Herzog, who has never won a USL Cup? He was on the brink of retirement before last season. He was talked out of it by Ian Russell, told to join his Reno 1868 team. What did he do? Scored 19 goals last year, then 8 this season, and he is 1 away from tying the franchise record. And you see that veteran leadership as he pulls his guys together one more time before we kick things off here in this overtime period.
Well, and I imagine the team, the fans at home, the fans who are here would love to see Herzog, get another goal tonight.
It'll be Corey Herzog to put it in play. He is given the whistle, and here we go. Our first 15 minutes. Reno starts it up on the right side. Brent Richards using his head, and knocked out of bounds by Phoenix. Herzog. Phoenix able to get it out of the attacking third from Reno. Out to midfield now. Alfaro steps up, plays it up to Ikaza. Outside to Richards.
Ball movements has to be quicker. Decision making needs to be there.
This is the first time in Reno 1868 playoff history going to extra time. Herzog on the sideline working against Lambert and keeps it for Reno 1868. Corey Herzog scored in the 6th minute for Reno. Then Kevin Partita in the 40th before a pair of goals by Phoenix tied it up at 2. They'll blast it back to midfield. Look at the effort there from Asante, trying to put pressure. Still, even in extra time, the motor from Solomon Asante.
Yeah, from one of the older players in the league. Showing his fitness and his will to win.
I don't think the elevation is bothering him one bit.
No, Phoenix has seemed to have found some energy now, and that's usually what happens once you close that gap and you tie things up. One team starts to feel the pain and the other team starts to feel good.
Phoenix to Whelan, now to Asante, back to Whelan on the right side. Trying to get around Cristiano Francois. Francois glued to him. Whelan will bring it back to the left. Francois still right on top of him.
They did good to push him all the way back.
Collision that time from Ikaza, and a whistle goes against Emilio Ikaza. And slow to get up is Samuel Stanton from Edinburgh, Scotland. And now Reno will go to another substitution. It'll be Yunus Budati, and he's coming in for Sergio Rivas. Budati appeared in 6 matches this year, including a pair of starts. He was on the USL Team of the Week after notching 2 assists in Reno's win over Portland on September the 20th. Another rookie. Asante's ball is played out by Timmer. Ikaza finds Gleedle. Now to Francois on the left side. And Francois is tackled near the left sideline. And that's going to produce another yellow card.
Well, so far when it comes to subbing, Phoenix's subs have been a little bit more productive than what Reno's subs have been. So hopefully Budati can add some energy and get some things done for Reno.
Yellow card that time came out for Santi Moar. Brings the card total for Phoenix at 4. Both teams with 4 cards in the match. Back to the center back, Alfaro. Now to Timmer with pressure from Schweitzer coming. Finds Bone, up to Ikaza. Still feeling his way into this game.
Yeah, he's still trying to find his touch. Some of his passes have not been as quality as they usually are.
Throw-in finds Joe Farrell, the center back for Phoenix. All the way back to Biuri. Francois charging up the left side, and Farrell will send it out of play. Budati. Back to Alfaro. Reno trying to be patient here on the attack. Timmer.
Just, again, not enough movement from the forwards to get open.
Here's Ikaza. Outside to Tucker Bone. Ikaza trying to work around Lambert. Off of Bone, and a throw in now for Phoenix in the 96th minute. Throw in. Herzog trying to keep it for Reno. Asante chasing after that one as Biuri will go pick it up. Rolls it right back in for Alfaro. Timmer on the right side. Apodaca there. King trying to keep it away from Bone. Richards comes up to head it. Now a tangle there from Herzog and Lambert. Over to the left side for Whelan. And a man down for Phoenix, and now they will stop play as Kevin Lambert is still on the ground and he is clutching his lower back. He looks like he is in some serious pain.
Yeah, he just landed there, and yeah, he's making a meal of it.
Kevin Lambert, one of the elder statesmen for the Rising. He has been there since 2017. The Jamaican midfielder has appeared in 70 games coming into the season, 86 total matches for Kevin Lambert in a Phoenix Rising jersey. And good to see him sitting up and now being helped up.
Well, as Herzog was getting up himself, it looked like he, got his cleats on Lambert's back, and I think Lambert thinks he did it on purpose.
Well, Lambert will head off to the side. Scored his first goal of the season. He's been known to score, though, over his time. He had 8 goals coming into the year, so it's not like he's out of place when it comes to that. But his goal in the 47th minute changed this match as Reno had that 2-0 lead, and then eventually Asante's goal in the 71st knotted the score. Dangerous ball there. Gleedle gets rid of it in front of Asante. Apodaca off to the races. Aiden Apodaca gets around the defender. Apodaca off the keeper, Lubin. He had no help. And now Lubin goes to grab it. What a job there getting around Farrell was Aiden Apodaca.
Yeah, he was able to get around, but the angle was just wasn't enough for him to get the ball around the keeper. Keeper does a great job of standing up and staying strong.
Lubin has been as good as advertised tonight. Veteran with Phoenix. Been with the team since 2018.
Yeah, besides the one mistake at the beginning of the game, he's had a solid game after that.
Way to recover.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake. They'll play it on the left side for Santi Moar, and he can't keep it in play. Now a substitution coming for Phoenix. Jose Anguinaga is coming on, and it looks like Samuel Stanton's going to come off the pitch. Aguinaga appeared in 9 matches this year. Another member of this Phoenix team from Spain, joining Moar and Baquero, who appeared earlier in the match. Out to midfield. Herzog shoved down from behind, and a whistle goes against Phoenix. A little less than 6 minutes to go here in the opening half of extra time. Into the middle for Ikaza. Back out to the center back, Timmer. Richards up to Bone. King was able to poke it away. Back to Darnell King. Timmer gets his head on it. Phoenix starting to organize. Now they'll play back to the middle in Schweitzer. Good through ball there. Better job by Budati. Tried to chip it to Francois, but it goes out of play. Throw-in coming from Corey Whelan, a one-time Liverpool Academy alum, 22-year-old from England. A lot of international flavor on this Phoenix team. Goes back to Whelan, driving it towards the center. Dumps it off to Asante, working against Galito. Takes a crack at it, and Beery able to knock it down.
Yeah, Asante's feeling pretty ambitious there to take one from that far out. But again, you know, Phoenix has really just kind of found their confidence. They're able to move the ball around, finding a rhythm.
Ikaza taking down from behind. Play continues, though, up to Bone. Back to Ikaza, finds space on the right side for Richards. Up to Apodaca. Tries to get around Lambert. Sliding back and gets it. Aiden Apodaca driving again and collides with King. Offside flag goes up. And also a foul against Reno.
Apodaca tried to go around King. King read it well and shielded out, and Apodaca just kind of ran him over.
Darnell King, another veteran in this club. He's been with several USL teams. He's been really good tonight. Played with Nashville, San Antonio, Tampa Bay before coming over to Phoenix. The other match in the Western Conference down at Southwest University Park in El Paso. And it is the El Paso Locomotive on top of New Mexico right now. 1-0, that match into the 81st minute. Herzog can't get it away. Asante driving forward. Trying to find Schweitzer. Timmer steps up. And it'll be a Reno possession here in the 103rd. Tucker Bone on the outside to throw.
The fans are trying to get a little louder, urge this Reno team on.
Phoenix prevailing in extra time last week against Sacramento. Will fatigue play a factor here down the stretch? They've had to play a lot of soccer. Here's Apodaca, fresh legs in the second half, trying to drive through that defense. Still relentless here, and the whistle will go against Reno. Apodaca bringing some good energy at the top right now. Phoenix defends, though, as Damian Lowe will back off and give it to Zach Lubin, the keeper. Dangerous spot here. Asante gets around the Reno defense. And what a stop there by Alfaro sliding in.
Great job from Alfaro to get back and lay his body on the line.
Pressure coming from behind on Francois as Budati will send it to midfield. Galito getting tangled up. Budati in the air. Galito again. And just out of the reach of Francois.
It just seems like the ball won't bounce to a blue player.
Less than a minute to go here in the first period of this extra time. Whelan plays it back to Darnell King. Schweitzer in the middle, keeps it away from Ikaza. Not much going there, all the way back to Beery. He'll punch it down the left side. Good job there by Galito, walling off Santi Moar. Or rather, Aguinaga.
Oh, I'd like to.
Bone.
I like to see Richards get involved there with Bone and get involved in that play and make it a 3v2 over there.
Ikaza, good ball there, finds Bone. Good idea there, finding Herzog. And King will send it out of play as we've had 2 minutes of stoppage time added.
Well, this possession might be Reno's last of this half.
Thrown in towards Ikaza. Phoenix able to clear it, but it goes back to Tony Alfaro. Now to Timmer. Off the head of Apodaca and out of play.
Well, if Apodaca could have just dropped the ball down to Herzog's feet right there, might have had a chance on goal. You can tell both teams are just putting everything they can into this game.
Win, you advance to the Western Conference Final. Loser goes home tonight. Both of these teams have USL Championship Final aspirations. That'll take place on November 1st, a telecast on ESPN. Herzog on the throw-in. Herzog, great hold-up play. Bone trying to weave his way in. That's a foul and a collision there at midfield.
Yeah, it's King again. Getting his body in there.
Reno wants to resume it here as we've reached the end of stoppage time. They should get a chance here to play this opportunity, though. Let's see what Francois can do with it. Second this year in the USL with 8 assists.
Well, they need to get this right. If they got a special play they've been working on, and they need to use it here.
Cristiano Francois, the 26-year-old from Haiti. Drives it with his right foot. Not a bad-looking ball there. Good job, though, by Phoenix defending in the air, as they have done all night long. And that will take us to the end of the first half here in extra time. Still knotted up, 2 goals apiece, and only 15 more minutes to go to decide this one in play. Otherwise, we're going to penalty kicks.
Yeah, it almost feels like penalty kick kind of night. But, I mean, anything could happen in this game. Both teams are fighting for tooth and nail for everything that they get. It's gotten a little chippy at times, but you expect that in a playoff game. But these two teams are fired up, and both of them want to go win a championship.
Who keeps your Reno 1868 players fit to win? Reno Orthopedic Clinic, official team physicians and experts in the medicine of movement. Reno Orthopedic Clinic. Fans follow Reno 1868 and the rest of the USL Championship all playoffs long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at espnplus.com. Alongside Brian Slusser, Alex Margulies here with you tonight in downtown Reno. Glad you could join us here, either on ESPN Plus or locally in Northern Nevada on Nevada Sports Net. Both teams winning 11 games in the regular season. Reno 2 losses and 3 draws, and that was the difference maker with Phoenix losing 3 times. Reno edging out Phoenix by 1 point to secure not only the Western Conference, but the top seed in the USL. And that brings up a good point. If Phoenix is able to prevail tonight, all of a sudden, that home field advantage is shifting down to Arizona. So not only would they advance to the Western Conference Final, they could give themselves a chance to host an eventual USL Championship Final if they can beat Reno here tonight.
Well, and Reno doesn't want that to happen, so hopefully they've got the will and the stamina to to keep up with Phoenix and get a goal tonight.
Early here in the second part of this extra time, Phoenix getting deep in Reno territory, and a throw-in will come from Corey Whelan.
I mean, the way these two teams have played tonight, you'd almost hate it to go into penalty kicks. You like to see a team win it outright with a nice goal.
Schweitzer trying to get around Ikaza, and Reno will take possession. Good job there by the rookie Emilio Ikaza. Reno playing with rookies Budati, Ikaza, and Timmer right now on the pitch. So a lot of youth out there for Reno against a very experienced Phoenix team. As Biuri sends it out to midfield. Apodaca trying to chase it down.
Yeah, we're going to get a foul, though, against Ikaza, or for Ikaza. He got hit in the back of the head as he headed that on. I just think if Reno's going to be successful, you know, Asante's not getting back on defense very often. He's trying to stay forward.
Chance here for Phoenix, and cleared out by Alfaro, keeping it away from the dangerous Asante. Reno trying to attack the other way with Gleedle, and he runs into a wall. Here's Lambert.
So you almost feel if Gleedle can get out of the back, Asante may not follow him, and they should be able to take advantage of that left-hand side.
Lambert again working against Herzog. Gets around Corey Herzog. Salman Asante driving towards goal, and he will blast that one off into the seats. Minute 1:08. Regulation time will take us out to 1:20. Biuri. Phoenix will throw it in. Once again, it'll be Corey Whelan. Apodaca pressured from behind and knocked over by Damian Lowe. And another substitution now coming for Phoenix, as Joey Calistri will replace Santi Moar. So Calistri joining Lowe, Aguianaga, Jordan Schweitzer as second half substitutions. Reno has substituted with Ikaza, Apodaca, Alfaro, and Budati. Here's Ikaza on the left side. Asante coming up from behind him, and a whistle will go against Solomon Asante.
This could be a good opportunity for them to take advantage of.
See what Reno can do here in the 110th minute. Francois. Schweitzer heads it out of trouble. Budati keeps it for Reno, back to Timmer. Advancing it back forward, trying to find Apodaca.
No options for Timmer, so he just kind of had to play it forward. He doesn't want to lose it there in the midfield.
the way back to Biuri, who rolls it to Alfaro. Schweitzer still bringing a lot of energy. Substitution in the midfield. Biuri going the other side now. Off the head of Richards. Collected by Darnell King. Here comes Sam Gleedle. Bursting. Over to Herzog. Trying to chip it in for Apodaca. And couldn't get there to match up with it.
A good run from Gleedle, and as you see, Asante couldn't keep up with him there. And he needs to make more runs out of the back as this game goes on. And one of the best things he can do is keep Asante playing some defense and tire him out.
Throw in here from Phoenix. Back out to Lambert. And Farrell's touch goes out of play, and now Reno with a throw in here in the 112th minute. And another substitution, the final one for Phoenix. And that will be Konta Owusu Ansa replacing Solomon Asante. Throw in from Gleedle, and they'll whistle a foul against Cristiano Francois.
Well, looks like the Phoenix coach may have saw what I was seeing, and Asante was getting gassed.
I mean, the way he was running up and down the pitch, how could he not?
Yeah, and I was, you know, if they were gonna leave him out there, that's what I was saying. You know, Gleedle could have just kept making runs out of the back there, and if he's not gonna follow him, then he can play 2v1 the rest of the way.
Here's Ikaza. Good job holding possession. Richards on the right side. They'll get it over to him. Driving back to the left now is Richards.
Look at how flat they are up top. There's there's no creativity. There's no runs coming from Reno right now. It's going to be hard to break them down if they don't have guys moving on and off the ball more than two.
Budati with two defenders to try and get through. They'll get it back to Richards now. Brett plays it left to Ikaza.
There's no one on the left-hand side to play to. Sam was late getting there.
Richards. Back to Ikaza in the middle.
He's still open over there if they could get it to him.
Francois. Now to Gleedle. Gleedle volleys it into the box and headed last that time by Phoenix. And that'll earn Reno a corner kick. And Emilio Ikaza will take his first crack from the corner for Reno. Ikaza had a goal and an assist this year in 10 matches. Outswinging ball headed by Richards. Timmer trying to race it down. Gets there before Lowe. Back out to Corey Herzog. Francois. Back in there, and Lubin able to snatch it out of the air. Trying to find Schweitzer, and he's beaten by Budati. Space for Ikaza. Playing it back to the left. Budati.
Well, and this is better from Reno. I haven't seen
Chipped
this
into
all.
Apodaca. Over to Bone, and Bone couldn't handle it at his feet.
I say we haven't seen that from Reno in the last 20, 30 minutes. They need to get back to doing that.
Given away to Phoenix in midfield. Phoenix organizing now. 115th minute. 5 minutes in regulation to go. Owusu. Into the hands of Beery. Rolls it in to Jared Timmer. Alfaro on the other side. Sam Cleedle streaking down the left side. A lot of red shirts to beat. Backs off now, gives it to Francois. Cristiano earns Reno a corner kick.
Yeah, and after he dished it off to Francois, he just needed to move out of the way so Francois could cut in or go around.
Ikaza from the opposite side now. Fans here still trying to spur this team on. Most fans since the shutdown, 700 here tonight, maximum capacity allowed by the state of Nevada. Ikaza goes short side, cleared out, Timmer.
Oh, wasted. Yeah, again, I just think they're wasting their time with those balls in from the corner. They're much better when they're putting sequences together and trying to build their way in.
A goal scored by New Mexico in stoppage time tonight down in El Paso, and they are now still in stoppage time, tied at 1. So both of these Western Conference games have been absolute thrillers. Gleedle in a foot race, and he just has to wall that one off. Back to Beery. Less than 3 minutes to go here in extra time. Former Reno 1868 star Chris Weehan on the assist of a Romeo Parkes goal. There'll be a Reno throw-in here in the 118th. Francois gets around the defender. A lot of work to do. Finds Bone. Try to head it back to Apodaca. Lambert able to clear it. Now Lambert driving the other way as Budati slides in. A clean tackle. Phoenix still moving though. Calistri against Gleedle. Trying to get it into Schweitzer, and it's stolen away by Herzog, who turns and kicks it out of play.
Well, speed-wise, it doesn't seem like Calistri could keep up with Gleedle out there, so he needs to keep attacking down that left-hand side and making things happen.
Looks like we have several players down stretching. That's Lambert. On the other side of the pitch, Calistri trying to get his calves stretched out. I think exhausted would be an understatement for these two clubs tonight in a match that has been full throttle since we kicked this thing off.
And hats off to Phoenix to come in here at altitude, play against a team that plays man-to-man defense. You know, thought they were wearing them down in that first half, but they, once they got that goal, they seemed to find new life, new energy, and here we are at 2-2.
Ikaza trying to advance, gets knocked over, no whistle. Play goes on. Calistri working against Gleedle and plays it out. We'll see how much stoppage time gets added as we go down to the final 30 seconds. And a corner kick here for Phoenix. They've been tough in the air. Watch out for big bodies like Lowe and Lambert. Corner kick will come from Aguinaga. Outswinging ball, headed wide. And a goal kick now coming up for Reno 1868 as we tick down the final seconds in extra time.
Well, that was a dangerous opportunity. It looked like he was going to get up and get his head on it and put it on goal, but he just ended up flicking it out of bounds.
And just 1 minute of stoppage time added. Can someone find a goal here at the death? Or are we going to penalty kicks to decide who's going to the Western Conference Final?
Well, whatever happens, these two teams pushed each other to the max tonight.
Brett Richards on the throw-in. One last crack here, perhaps, for Reno. Trying to make the most of it. Drawing that clock down. Richards all the way into the box. Finds Francois. Cristiano earns a corner kick, and they're going to have to let him get that one. So this will be it. The rookie Emilio Icaza. Fans on their feet here in downtown Reno. Icaza. Far side. Redirected. And deflected out by Phoenix.
Well, one lap.
And there it is. The final whistle is blown. What an effort by both of these sides. And the top two teams in the USL, 2 11-win teams in the regular season, will have their years decided on penalty kicks.
And after a 2-1 fight in the last game, and then we got a 2-2 fight tonight. I mean, what a great game. Anybody watching at home should be satisfied with, the exhibition that's been put on by both of these clubs.
Penalty kicks decided in a best of 5. It'll be concluded with an insurmountable lead, and we will continue until a victor is decided. Both of these teams have some goal scorers. Reno, including tonight, has scored 49 goals this year. They've had 13 different players find the back of the net. The Phoenix Rising, including tonight, 46 goals on the season. So plenty of capable goal scorers on either side. And our 2 goalkeepers, there's one, Ben Biuri, who is getting the most significant playing time of his career after spending seasons on the bench in Reading, Charlotte, and New Mexico. He is on loan from New Mexico. He will be opposed by Zach Lubin, a veteran who has played overseas in Sweden professionally and has been with this Phoenix club since the 2018 season. Battle-tested.
Yeah, he had a great year last year, and he's having another good year this year. He is the bigger goalkeeper out of the two, so you might favor him in this situation.
Bury, 6th in the USL in saves this year. And Lubin with 33 saves, 5 clean sheets on the season. Both teams huddled together after a wild 120 minutes. Goals from Reno first from Corey Herzog in the 6th minute. Then Kevin Partita in the 40th minute. An answer from Phoenix. We didn't think they would go quietly, and they certainly did not. Kevin Lambert in the 47th minute with a goal, and then Solomon Asante, the equalizer, in the 71st minute. And you can see the fans here thrilled to be here tonight. The first sporting event in Northern Nevada with this sized amount of fans. Last time out, it was 250. This franchise did so much work to work with not only the governor's office, but the Washoe County Health District in order to bump that number up to the maximum 10%, 700 fans here tonight. And you can imagine the nerves of these fans here this evening have got to be high.
Yeah, I'm sure their stomachs in knots right now, waiting to see how this is going to play out.
Well, on the road and you can't watch the match, you can turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, and Rodney Marsh. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Here tonight at Greater Nevada Field, and of course, Greater Nevada Credit Union, the title sponsor of Greater Nevada Field. So we'll see how Blair Gavin will choose his 5. We'll see how Ian Russell wants to go with his 5. A shootout in penalty kicks to decide who is going on to the Western Conference Final, where they will meet the winner of El Paso and New Mexico, who are in extra time themselves. El Paso could not hold on into stoppage time as New Mexico got an equalizer there. If Reno wins, they will play host next Saturday night at 7 o'clock. If Phoenix wins, they will play host down in Arizona. Look at this scene right here.
Well, it looks like Herzog's going to start us off. He's going to be the first shooter.
Corey Herzog, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, longtime veteran out of Reading, Pennsylvania. 3rd all-time on the USL total behind Jorge Herrera and Dane Kelly. 27 goals in a Reno 1868 uniform over 2 seasons. He was ready to give his career up before last year until he joined Reno and had a career resurgence. He will try and set the tone for Reno 1868 against Zach Lubin. Herzog delivers. Reno's on the board.
On a good PK, well taken. Good thing he put it up high. The keeper guessed the right way, but just couldn't get to it.
One more look here. Perfectly executed by the veteran. Now to Joe Farrell. Center back for Phoenix Rising. 3rd season with Phoenix Rising. Another Pennsylvania native. Matched up against Ben Beery. Joe Farrell.
He's taking his time, wants to get it right.
Phoenix's captain. Farrell gets it past Beery, and we are tied up at 1. So Farrell and Herzog get the job done. And now we go to a veteran for Reno 1868, their center back. Tony Alfaro, who played in the MLS with the Seattle Sounders, won an MLS Cup in 2016.
Yeah, veteran to these types of pressure situations. Let's see, should handle it.
Alfaro against Lubin. Tony Alfaro has a goal.
Beautifully taken. Right next to the post. No chance for the keeper.
And for Phoenix now, it's their outside back, Corey Whelan, making his way into the box. Whelan, a 22-year-old from England, started his soccer career as a youth with Liverpool. Whelan gets it into the back of the net. We're tied at 2.
Another well-taken penalty kick.
Now to Reno's captain, Brent Richards. Nobody has played more games in a Reno uniform than Brent Richards, who has been here from the very beginning, since 2017. 4 goals on the season for the 30-year-old out of Portland. Tied at 2. Richards delivers. 3-2 Reno. A perfect 5-for-5 start between these two squads. And what else would you expect?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, both teams are just both on a hot hand right now. Can't miss.
Now it's Joey Calistri, 26-year-old from Illinois, second season with Phoenix. He played in the MLS with the Chicago Fire. Calistri gets it left.
Yeah, just gets Barry to go to the left or to Barry's left, and he goes to the right.
Farrell, Whelan, Calistri. Alfaro, Richards, Herzog. And now, Sam Gleadle, the 23-year-old from the UK. Second season with Reno 1868. Gleadle has a goal.
A well taken. Goalkeeper barely even moved there.
4-for-4 is Reno 1868, and the pressure mounts for the Phoenix Rising.
Lubin Guest left, and Gleadle went to his right.
Now to the veteran outside back, Darnell King, 29-year-old from Tampa. All over the USL with Nashville, San Antonio, and Tampa Bay. He started all 17 matches this season, including tonight. King gets it past Beery.
Well, Barry did good to guess to the right side, but it was just too close to the post for him to get.
4-4. And now, Reno goes to the 22-year-old out of Upland, California, forward Aiden Apodaca. Played in the USL with Bethlehem before joining Reno last year. Has 8 goals over 2 seasons with Reno 1868. Apodaca. No! Rejected away by Lubin. What a save by the veteran Zach Lubin.
Well, not a badly taken penalty kick, but Lubin guesses to the right and is able to make the save. Well, Barry's going to have to come up huge here.
Rufat Dadashov, who is on the Azerbaijan national team. 24 caps with them, including 5 goals internationally. 10 years overseas playing in Germany. This is his first year in the United States. Here he comes. And he delivers, and Phoenix defeats Reno on penalty kicks. And they are going back to the Western Conference Final. Phoenix Rising down 2-0 in this match, has rallied back for the victory. And the agony of defeat for the number 1 seeded team in the USL, Reno 1868.
Well, hard-fought match. Hats off to Phoenix for playing a great game and having the will to come back against this great Reno team. No matter, like we talked about, whoever was going to win this game probably go on and win the championships.
There you have it. Phoenix, a perfect 5 out of 5 without Solomon Asante. Reno gets their first 4, but Aiden Apodaca's shot is deflected away by Zach Lubin. And the veteran goalkeeper out of Bozeman, Montana, stiffens up and propels his club back to the Western Conference Final for the second time in 3 seasons, as they will try to get back to the USL Championship Final. What a night here in downtown Reno. We will take a break and come back and wrap things up right after this. Back here inside Greater Nevada Fields, and a couple of Phoenix Rising fans celebrating as this club is able to prevail and knock off the one-seeded Reno 1868 FC in what was just an unbelievable display of football here tonight in Northern Nevada. Alongside Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies. It is always a stinging defeat to see your season come to an end, especially when you had a year as special as Reno 1868. And for it to happen on PKs is really just never easy to handle. You can see a guy like Corey Herzog, I mean, the passion that man has put on display all year and for 2 years for this franchise, and he has been denied a USL championship over his career. You can't imagine the pain that these guys are feeling right now.
Yeah, they put a lot into this season, especially with everything that went on, dealing with the COVID and the different issues that come with that. And to come out and have the season that they did and the way that they played, I mean, hats off to them. They're a great team. I mean, they shouldn't hold their heads down. It does hurt, but they played a great game tonight. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for them.
All right, let's go to the highlights and check out this match here tonight. Again, this was an absolute classic one this evening. Solomon Asante, the equalizing goal in the second half to tie things up at 2 apiece, and it's just so hard to keep this Phoenix team off the scorecard. Reno had a 2-0 lead going into stoppage time in the first half, and we were just talking off air, Brian. That goal by Kevin Lambert, and maybe that lapse from Reno's defense over that couple-minute period at the end of the first half, perhaps that's what, when this team kind of goes to bed tonight and wakes up tomorrow, you have to imagine that's something they're going to be thinking about.
Yeah, they'll be thinking about that quite hard, about how they didn't finish out that half the way they should have, which just meant tough-nosed defending. Didn't need another goal. They had what they needed. They just needed to defend their lead going into halftime and really just kind of make Phoenix feel defeated. But once Phoenix got that goal, well, you could see that their confidence came up. They came out in the second half, found themselves, and then battled back, and Asante just willed his team to a tie and got him into the PKs, and they were able to win the game.
A shell-shocked Reno 1868 team joined by their family, and you can see the emotions pouring out. And again, you just feel for this club that puts so much heart, so much passion onto the pitch here in 2020. You said it, all the different adversities that this club and every club and just everybody, period. I mean, they're not unique to what the struggles have been for everybody here in 2020. But this is definitely a group that had going to a USL championship final on their minds. But unfortunately, they ran into an extremely talented Phoenix Rising team. And talk about Phoenix overcoming their own challenges. I mean, how about a team that is without their top scorer in Junior Flemings, they're without their head coach, and yet still, throughout all that adversity, the adversity of being down 2-0 in this match against a Reno team that had scored 47 goals this season coming in, they showed that toughness, that resilience that it takes in order to be a championship caliber team. And I tell you what, if I'm anybody out there in the USL, I do not want to play the Phoenix Rising, and perhaps this is their year. This is Phoenix's season. A club that has been to the final before and lost a few seasons ago to Louisville. They had the insane 24-win season last year that included 20 consecutive victories, yet they were knocked out in the second round last season. I think Phoenix probably feels like Reno did coming in, that, hey, this is our season, and this is going to be a dangerous group moving forward.
Yeah, well, and they thought they had their best team, going into this season, and even coming into this match, I think they felt that they had one of their best teams that they've had in a few years, and they really thought that this was their year, and of course Reno did too. But in the end, that's why we play the game, and to see who is going to come out on top, and Phoenix was able to get the win tonight.
All right, let's go to our Save the Match, which is presented by Nevada Donor Network, who encourages you to save lives by registering as an organ, eye, and tissue donor hero at registerme.org. And Ben Biuri, he really put forth a really strong effort tonight. Through no fault of his own, did Reno lose this one, and that was a key save in the first half to reject a shot by Asante Moar. He had a couple really brilliant saves tonight.
Yeah, he did a great job. I mean, the saves that he had enabled Reno to get a 2-0 lead, and then just unfortunately, just some lapses in defense and maybe some mental fatigue, and unfortunately, he gets scored on a couple times and gets stuck in a horrible position of having to defend penalty kicks.
So there you have it. Here tonight in downtown Reno, Phoenix is going on to the Western Conference Final, winning 5-4 in penalty kicks. The hero, Rufat Dadashov, as Phoenix goes 5 for 5, and the only miss for Reno coming on that last one by Aiden Apodaca. Well, it has been a pleasure getting a chance to be back on the airwaves with you here in 2020 again. It's been such a challenging time, and I know I speak for our entire team. It's been just a great privilege to be back here in the building, to be a part of sports again, and to bring this telecast into your living room every single weekend. It takes a really hard-working crew of cameramen, people in our control room, and with this Reno 1868 front office, who has worked extremely hard to do everything they can to provide a solid experience for the players, the fans, and certainly for us. Brian Slusser, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, Alex, and to all those people who did all that hard work. I think they're all feeling the pain of tonight and the loss because everybody here puts their whole heart into what goes on with this organization, and unfortunately, we're all going home feeling a little sad.
So that'll put a wrap on the 2020 season for Reno 1868. Phoenix moving on next weekend. They will host down in Arizona the Western Conference Final. For our entire crew and Brian Slusser, I'm Alex Margulies saying so long from downtown Reno. Thanks so much once again for watching Reno 1868 soccer here on Nevada Sports Net. Good luck to the Phoenix Rising.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.